Hi, today I'm going to show you how to deploy a Go REST API using Render. Render is a great free platform for deploying web services. First things first, you need to make sure you have your Go API fully functional before you go to deploy. Here you can see I have a simple hello world endpoint that is going to return a simple JSON. And here you can see it returning on localhost at my endpoint hello-world. You can see here that this request has gone through. So before the application is ready to deploy, we need to ensure that we have both a CORS middleware setup and this port assignment snippet in the main function. This code basically assigns a default port if one is not present in the port environment variable. This CORS middleware can be set to allow only domains and HTTP methods that you want, but here I've just set it to allow everything, just for the purpose of this example. I've linked the code for this Go server down in the description if you want to copy it into your project. If you've never heard of CORS before, allow me to give you a warm welcome to the bane of every web developer's existence. Next step is to sign into Render and link your GitHub account. These are some Go APIs that I deployed a couple of days ago, but we're going to go up here and click New and deploy a new web service. This is basically just a free EC2 instance. So the GitHub repository with the Go API that I want to deploy is not immediately accessible here, so we're going to go across to Configure Account. Going to click on my personal GitHub, and I'm going to just install it on a select repository that I want to deploy. So in this case, it is our Go Render API example, which I've also linked the code for in the description. And we'll hit install, put your password in, and there you go, it's ready to connect. So when you're ready, just click connect for the appropriate repository. And here we have a bunch of deployment and build instructions. Next, we'll give the service a name. We'll just go with Go Render API example. We'll select a region, closest one to you typically. Closest to me in Australia is the Singapore one. Choose your branch. I'm using main, but you might be using a different branch for feature testing. Your root directory, this is optional. If your app is not in the root directory, then you'll want to specify that here. And then obviously the runtime for us is Go. Next up is the build command. We can leave these default build flags. However, we will need to change app to the name of our Go file. If we jump back to the repo, we can see here hw_go_API is the name of my file. So we'll change this to hw_go_API. The Render web service instance is running on Linux, and therefore they're using this / syntax to run the compiled Go executable. So basically you just have to change this to the name of your file up here. So again, hw_go_API. So next we'll pick our tier. Here we're just picking the free one. There are advanced settings in here, but you don't need to worry about that. That's sort of outside the scope of this video. And we are ready to create our web service. There we go, now it's starting to build. Go is fairly quick to compile, so it shouldn't take that long. Something to note is that the web server instance will spin down and go dormant after 15 minutes of inactivity. After this point, it takes maybe a minute for your first request to return if it doesn't time out. So please keep this in mind if you're going to present your API in front of, say, a hackathon. So just keep hitting the endpoint until your presentation. Alright, so it's a few moments later and we can see that it's been deployed. It's not logging any console errors at the moment. So let's grab the URL up here and hit our endpoint. And if you remember, the endpoint was hello-world. There you have it. We are returning our message, and if we can jump back, we can see it in the terminal as well. Here. Congratulations, you now have a Go REST API ready and in production. Thanks for watching.